Okay, oh, sing to the Lord. This does not sound familiar. Let's see what happens once we get started. Carry that D sharp. Okay, something felt weird. This feels a little familiar to me. I just realized that there's a melody part above that that's not tied. It's kind of hard to see where that tie is. If you look at the end of the verse system, you've got this little A minor chord, and you've got this melody, and the A repeats on the next system. Those ties come across, but I was missing that the melody is still moving there. Let's read it while observing those. Same here. It's a little static. I think I'd add a little motion to it. Also, I need a better finger. I keep wanting to go for the single triad fingering here, and I really need to reach all the way down. All that needs to be under one hand so that I can sort of walk down to it. This is another one. I guess it depends on how well your congregation knows this tune, but I was just talking about using a 5 chord for a turnaround. This is another one where I think I would add that. I found that if you do it on your introduction, because normally you would just play through the form as an introduction, or maybe a shortened version of it. Especially if it's a new tune, you usually want to play through the whole thing. But if you just go ahead and whatever you do the first time, they're going to follow that. So if you're consistent, so play a 5 chord at the end of that to turn around. So let's start on the last system. That's not written there, but basically add a bar, and then take your pickup. So there's that. And if you're curious what I'm doing with the left hand, it's really just 1-5-1. I'm doing some composite rhythm stuff. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing in my left hand, honestly. I'm audiating what motion I want to happen, and I'm mostly just using that familiar pattern that's really easy to wrap your hand around, and I'm filling in time. It's a thing that I don't really think about at this point. But you can get there. Just you start by thinking about it. A lot of times I work on new comping patterns, and I really have to think about where all the beats go. But over time, you build in so many comping patterns that you just sort of end up playing what you hear in your head. All right, I'm going to move on to the next tune.